Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and I'm back with another preview and prediction video. Today I'll be doing the Baylor Bears preview and prediction. Well, last year was probably Baylor's best season in a long time. They were a win away from making the playoffs. If they would not have lost in the regular season to Oklahoma State or to TCU, they would have made the playoffs last year. They went 12-2 in the regular season. They went 10-2 in the regular season, 8-2 in the Big 12, 12-2 overall, with a Big 12 championship win over Oklahoma State and a Sugar Bowl win over Ole Miss. Well, granted, Matt Corral got injured in that game. However, their defense did well. They had some marquee wins last season, especially against teams like Iowa State, who was hyped up to be good last year, BYU, who had knocked off a lot of teams, Texas, and Oklahoma. So, there's your overview of last season. Now let's see what my notes say about Baylor. So, Dave Aranda, in his third season, after being the D coordinator at LSU when they won the national championship, Gary Bohannon is not here anymore. He lost his starting job during the offseason to new quarterback coming in, and Blake Shapen, redshirt sophomore. Now, they've spoken highly about Shapen. I don't know. I'm not been really following the program like that. However, I do think he will be decent. So there's that. The defense should still be good. Dave Aranda, great recruiter when it comes to defense. Him, Mel Tucker, the two newest kind of newest head coaches in college football, Dave Aranda at Baylor and Mel Tucker at Michigan State, defensive recruiting masterminds. They lost a lot of speed on their team on offense and defense, though. They lost Tyquan Thornton, wide receiver. He went to the Patriots. J.T. Woods, safety. Dalen Petrie, safety. And Tristan Ebner. That's going to hurt your team a lot, especially when your offense, besides Tyquan Thornton, was kind of stagnant last year. Tyquan Thornton and Tristan Ebner. So we'll see how they can adjust. I don't know how they'll be able to. They did get one transfer in a nose tackle from Tulsa and Jackson Player, graduate transfer. So we'll see how they can do without that. So now, let's see how they'll do this year. Week 1, they play Albany in Waco. That'll be a win before they have to go on the road to Provo at Brigham Young to take on the Cougars. This is going to be a marquee matchup. This is going to be a matchup, actually, that goes under the radar in Week 2. But I believe it's going to be a good game, kind of a defensive game. I do believe a lot in Jaron Hall at BYU. I think he's a game changer for the Cougars. And I think that they beat you. I think BYU gets another win over a Power 5 team, and Baylor drops to 1-1 at the beginning of the season. This is also going to take into account with the new quarterback's growing pains, the defense losing all that talent, kind of having some more growing pains as well. So you start out 1-1 before you host Texas State at home. This is going to be a win. Texas State is nowhere near Baylor is talent-wise. So you're 2-1, then you go on the road to Iowa State. As Oklahoma fans would say, going to Iowa State, you cannot win in Ames, which is just ridiculous. That's just something that they like to say, I guess. Yeah, you're going to win. They lose too much. Matt Campbell's a good coach, but they lose too much on the offensive side. Will McDonald's going to be a good player, however, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think you get the win, and Baylor is 2-1. Now you have Oklahoma State come to town for a revenge game, and I think you get the revenge on Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, they're in around the same boat as you, but I think that they lose more than you did. So I think you get the win in Waco. Yeah, it also comes down to where it's played. You're playing at home, so I'll give you the win. And you're 4-1 before your bye week. And after your bye week, you have to go to Morgantown, one of the hardest places to play when you're traveling to there in the Big 12. And I think West Virginia beats you. West Virginia, I'm high on West Virginia this year. I think that they'll be a very powerful offense. So I think you suffer your second loss in Morgantown before coming back home to face Kansas. Kansas, they're going to be better this year, but not on your standard. So you get the win there. You're 5-2 before going on the road to Texas Tech. Texas Tech, this is going to be a very dangerous game. Texas Tech is kind of a giant killer, in my opinion, this year. And I think you get the win just because of defense. When it comes to a team that has one gimmick, and that's like maybe a air raid offense like Texas Tech likes to run, I don't know if I'm correct on that. I know that they have a good offense. I don't know if they still run the air raid. I'm sure they do, but I know that y'all will correct me in the comments. Texas Tech fans, Big 12 fans. Anyways, I think you win this game. Go to 6-2 before going on the road to Oklahoma. Oklahoma, under new head coach Brent Venables, they're going to be a more defensive-minded team this year, and they have offensive weapons as well. So I think they get the win. I think Oklahoma, the players are going to be wanting revenge from last year in Waco. So you have your third loss, and you're 6-3. Then you come back home, face Kansas State. I think this will be a win. Kansas State, they're going to be a decent team. They have Adrian Martinez as their quarterback, however, and if you're able to win the turnover battle in this game, you will win the game. So now you're 7-3. Then you face TCU. TCU is going to be one of the worst Big 12 teams this year, and I think you get the win in Waco. TCU's just lost too much, coaching staff-wise, and everything like that. So I think you get the win, and you're 8-3 before you go on the road to Austin to face Texas. Texas is going to be a very improved team this year. I think Sarkisian's got his guys more kind of on the same page as him. And I think that they're going to beat you. I think you go to Austin and suffer your fourth loss on the season. To finish the season 8-4, a little bit of a step back from last year when you won 10 games in the regular season. But until Baylor is recruiting in the top 10 to top 5 every year, like Oklahoma is, Texas is, around kind of, then there are going to be years that Baylor goes below 10 wins, then back to 10 wins, then below 10 wins. I think that your low ball is, I think over the next few years until you get to that point, your floor should be 7 wins and your ceiling should be 11 wins. So, anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. If you want me to do a certain team, let me know down in the comments, and I'll look into it, get it done, and keep working on more. So, I have multiple playlists of these teams, previewing predictions. I have a Big 12 one, I have SEC, ACC, Big 10, Pac-12, and I'm adding to them as soon as I get done with each of them. So, I hope y'all have a great day, and Go Dawgs.